Okay, it's time to weigh in. Everyone seems to think that XRP is going to zero, that, well, they're against a strategic reserve. I've even heard some crazy claims that it's all lies. We're going to break down everything going on in this video when it comes to XRP, why I think it's complete nonsense, and why sometimes you just have to understand the facts before understanding the fiction. We'll be talking about it all in this video, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's get into this one. So take a look at YouTube. I know you're watching this on YouTube right now, but everyone seems to be freaking out about XRP and, more importantly, what's going on. Everyone seems to think there is a massive problem. Well, I'm just going to come out and say it. It's absolute nonsense right now. Yes, we heard it's not specifically a Bitcoin strategic reserve. In fact, it's an altcoin reserve. But for some reason, some people seem to think that it's all being stirred up by XRP. Well, the reality here is it simply isn't. And actually, in my opinion, it's just people trying to click some views. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening. So Trump's crypto reserve here sparked the debate about whether it would be XRP, whether it be altcoins, whether it be Bitcoin. And then this whole thing seems to have spiraled out of control in that this somehow Brad Garlinghouse and the people at Ripple are holding this back. Do you honestly believe, given everything that's happened over the last 4 days with the new president of the United States, he'd listen to Brad Garlinghouse when it comes to a strategic reserve? I actually watched David Sachs talk yesterday, the new crypto czar, about exactly what this was, enacting regulatory clarity, looking into it, and the fact that it is not yet passed. They are going to look into it. They're going to get their work group, Hester Pierce obviously holding that up, to work through it. So everyone telling you that XRP is holding it back, they're simply not being truthful. They're not telling you the facts, and more importantly, not giving you an objective view when it comes to this. So let's just break this down a little bit further. Brad Garlinghouse confirmed working towards a strategic reserve, including Bitcoin and altcoins. For me, what does this mean? This is just part of this wider cryptocurrency council with such likes as Brian Armstrong on it, Brad Garlinghouse, and many, many more. They're all there to give a view. One of the things that Donald Trump does do very well is take counsel. He might not always agree with it, but he does take counsel on certain elements that he doesn't know. It says here, Messari founder Ryan Selkis said that the reserve should only hold Bitcoin and not XRP. Herein lies the slight divide. Now we all know that Bitcoin is the store of value when it comes to cryptocurrency, but we also know that Bitcoin can be pretty maximalist as XRP. So you have these two forces colliding. Look, the reality here is we just need a cryptocurrency reserve. It's big for everybody. Everybody wins in this. It says Cardano Charles Hodgkins chimed in asking Selkis to not base XRP. Okay, so lots to talk about and lots to break down in this. The best way to go is to understand a little bit further as to what's going on, which is all about here. These are the execs celebrate crypto's growing role in the US. And this kind of aligns to what we're thinking. So the fact that there has been a task force, a group put together to go and understand what would the impact be, for me tells me that nothing's been decided, and actually they're hedging their bets, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's altcoins, whether it's much, much more. And the fact of the matter that there isn't beef between XRP and Bitcoin, there simply isn't. It is a manufacture. Now, some people would say, well, it's going to come and get your coins. But again, let's just take Brad's view and let's get a bit of here. So he says, from the crypto ball to the VP dinner, the president of the United States is sitting in the Capitol yesterday. There's palpable excitement for all the good that's possibly leveraging crypto and blockchain. Garlinghouse also extended congratulations to Senator J.D. Vance and former President Donald Trump, further underscoring the optimism about the political landscape. Obviously, we know that there is a change over at the SEC. We know that there's a change at the CFTC, as well as more regulatory clarity and easing of restrictions when it does come to cryptocurrency. But this absurdity that you've got Ripple holding back this reserve is just simply not true. And in fact, it's disingenuous for people to say that. He goes on to talk a little bit about Stuart Aldery giving his view, saying the administration understands our industry and the law, and it's so refreshing. And then finally, I just want to leave with this. It says, together, their comments highlight growing confidence among crypto industry leaders that US regulators and policymakers are beginning to appreciate the transformational potential of blockchain technology, both domestically and globally. So this, for me, says exactly what people should be telling you, which is there is no divide. They are going to work through what it looks like. Do I think we're going to get an XRP strategic reserve? Probably not. Do I think we're going to get some sort of cryptocurrency strategic reserve? Quite possibly. Do I think XRP could be part of that? Maybe. And I think there's just these things to work through. I think a lot of people seem to be getting ahead of themselves and ultimately seem to be kind of getting a little bit crazy as to where this goes. Now, where I think XRP, however, will accelerate and could better Bitcoin is when you start talking about the SWIFT banking infrastructure. Remember, think of the basic fundamentals of what SWIFT does. Allows banks to transfer information to each other based upon transactions. Now, the reality here is XRP could deliver on that of significantly cheaper cost and more importantly, from an institutional standpoint. $1 billion fund could be back in XRP if the banks adopt it as faster, cheaper alternatives to SWIFT. Now, what does this mean? There is a ton of money coming in. Why would this be important? Well, think about what we just talked about. If you've got the entire banking sector and you only had to listen to Donald Trump talk at the World Economic Forum as his opinion of banking, then the reality here is you would sway slightly more towards XRP. The fact of the matter is you're simply not going to run Bitcoin as an institution to transact on. It's expensive, it's slow, whereas XRP offers a slightly different narrative, and we already know that institutions and financial backing is already there. And it says here, XRP's potential hinges on widespread adoption by major financial players like Bank of America and JP Morgan, which were the two banks Donald Trump called out at the World Economic Forum. That's right, you get it, Bank of America and JP Morgan. So in my opinion, and it is only my opinion, you're welcome to disagree in the comments, I think you're going to get a strategic reserve. I think it's going to be based on a number of different cryptocurrencies. You look at some that World Liberty Finance are buying, go and check out that video that I dropped earlier on. But what you're going to get on top of this, though, is the opportunity for such cryptocurrencies like XRP to flourish into a more traditional finance sector, to even replace old, stagnant, and boring infrastructure such as SWIFT and many, many others. So right now, everybody, in my opinion, this is good news. Just be mindful. Lots of people are going to spin a narrative here that doesn't make sense. The last thing that anybody needs is to believe that Bitcoin is going to become the traditional way of transacting for banks versus something like XRP. The reality is we've got to get it over the line first. Hester Pierce and that task force team have got to work through it. So again, follow the right channels, listen to the right people. But I don't believe, unless someone tells me otherwise, there is anything going on between Bitcoin and XRP. I think it's all incredibly positive. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think XRP could one day replace the SWIFT infrastructure? I'd be dead interested to know how many of you think yes and how many of you think no. Until next time though, hit up that like button to a brand new all-time high and subscribe to the channel. We're here every day bringing you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. But until next time, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.